Hey guys, what is going on? RedMaster here, and welcome back to an episode of Cards and Castles Known Combos. Today we have for you a deck in the faction colors, well, no, I shouldn't say, faction combination that I'm not really necessarily a fan of. But the idea that I have is one that I've kind of seen bounced around here and there every now and then. Doesn't really stay for too long considering, the gimmickiness of it, but it has been tried, it has been done, hence why we're going to classify it as a known combo, because it's not really so much hidden as a lot of people have tried to adapt their own different variations of this deck. So with that being said, let's go ahead and show you guys the deck list for, I haven't named it yet, which is going to be a real pain in the ass in terms of like this video. I'm just gonna call it Replace stuff for now. I'll probably have a better title in the thumbnail, but I can't think of one to save my life right now. So, Replace stuff. Let's check out the deck list. Alright, and so here is that Replace stuff deck list. Now, as you could probably tell, or at least it should be blatantly obvious, the deck focuses around the replacement technique. And, of course, this card can be a bit of a... I wouldn't want to say win condition, but it can certainly put your opponent in a tough position if you play it correctly. And the thing about this deck is that, sure, I might not be able to use it in, conjunction with Shodan and Mordok, which ultimately are the ideal, and if you want maybe a Mordok, you try the Pirate Ninja version. But ultimately what I want to achieve with the replacement is getting something like a Call for Aid Ranger, which of course 4 for replacement technique, 5 for the Ranger. That is of course 9 gold, so of course a doable combination there. Or the Beastmaster, same idea. You replace the Beastmaster right on the face. Except with the Beastmaster, normally you want to protect your Beastmaster in that case to, protect the beasts. In this deck, I don't really think that Beastmaster protection is all too necessary. If you are going to play the replacement technique and summon the Beastmaster, you're going to have a bunch of units just right there. So you might as well use them, in my opinion. And of course, things like Wolf and Bear Hog aren't really super high priority in terms of protection. If you get a bear, I mean, you better hope that you can get rid of it before you get rid of Beastmaster. But anyway, so that's the ideal. Replacing something to pull out a Ranger or Beastmaster. Ideally on face, excuse me. And of course, let your opponent struggle from there. And of course, with things like Armory, Blacksmith, again, the global buff snare, and hell, even the Vanishing Strike, because if you consider either of the two combinations, the replacement technique Call for Aid or replacement technique Beastmaster, if you place a Vanishing Strike, it does cost you 10 gold, but hell, you will be able to protect your Beastmaster, if you will, or do a bigger strike, potentially lethal on the castle if that's your goal. And so, that's the ideal winning combination. Of course, you're not going to get that every time. So the deck is kind of designed to not heavily rely too much on replacement technique. I did put it at 3, but that's generally because I was missing a slot, and I figured I might as well throw in the third replacement for consistency. Honestly, I'm debating whether or not to keep that at 3, or maybe switch the replacement technique into something else that might need it. But everything currently else in the in the deck is maxed out at 3, except for the things that you might not expect to be at 3. Rage, Smith, Armory, Wizard, Panda, things that you necessarily throw in 2 of, but maybe not add that extra third. So maybe replacement can go into something like that, but I'm not sure. It's going to stay at 3 for now until maybe I play some more matches with the deck and whatnot, see where it goes from there. But regardless of that combination, the combination of replacement, Call for Aid, Beastmaster, Vanishing Strike, that big combination, what else does this deck kind of support you with in case that doesn't necessarily happen? Well, in that case, it kind of plays like a normal Ninja Druid good stuff deck, in my opinion. I'm rocking things like the Mordok, obviously, Companions with the Centaur and Spiny, Rat King for defense, Rampage, the Minor Masuda, just things that overall, you might expect to see in the Ninja Druid, just to kind of provide some backup. And of course, Koru as well. Koru is sort of the standout of the Ninja faction, in my opinion, if you ask me. I mean, you literally can't see a Ninja deck without Koru, I think, nowadays, which just goes to show how strong he is, and that can be said for other cards, but I think more prevalent with Koru than anything. I also decided to throw in the Shodan in here. Now, You guys know Shodan, of course, gets a different ability based on the factions that he's paired with. And of course, since he does get that Druid bonus, it does mean he has a little extra rampage to him. So I thought that could be certainly useful, sort of like a, backup Fenrir, if you will. If you kind of think about it, Shodan is sort of like the equivalent of Fenrir without sort of the attack buff and the attack gain, which is certainly interesting. So I decided you might as well throw him in there, see how he does. And of course, if I do get Masuda to work with him, again, that could be a little combination there. Shodan gets reduced thanks to Masuda's Awaken, replacement technique Shodan. Again, that's actually probably, I should mention that's a reason Masuda being in here. It lowers the cost of the units, making the replacement technique easier to pull off in that turn. So maybe a bit more than just a good stuff unit, just because he lowers the cost of units, which make it so much easier for you to pull off a replacement technique. But overall, I mean, there isn't really too much that's different from my other decks. I mean, maybe Manicore being thrown in here as well. I've liked Manicore Spirit Link recently in Druid decks, so I'm kind of testing him out in the water, seeing where else he kind of fits, and I'm, of course, trying him out here. Everything else is sort of this normal stuff you expect. The Wizard, the Rat Kings, the Armories, the Lumberjacks. Things that don't really need too much of an explanation as to why they're there. They're just overall powerful and strong units. And of course the Panda in here as well as sort of your pseudo removal. Without burn or hard removal, we're not running Warlocks or Pirates. Panda is sort of the go-to. Bounces back 2 targets, especially if those have buffs. Lose the buffs. You guys know how Panda kind of works from that perspective. So, with that being said, that is the deck list. Pretty clear, cut, and dry once you take a look at it. Let's go ahead and actually get into some gameplay and see how the deck actually works. Alright, and so here is our matchup here. It looks like we've got a little bit of a top-heavy hand, which is okay. Not something that I want, though. This is a much better hand. You have the Dwarven Miner, the Rat King, all some good things here. We are going up against Crusader Warlock, so certainly something to take note of. I wouldn't say burn is too much of an issue for this deck. You just have to be careful about them killing. I mean, the idea is, of course, to get close to your opponent's castle. Remember, ideally, replacement technique, and then boom, you've got a big unit on face, potentially. And there is actually one of our replacement techniques and the call for aid, so that's actually going to be really useful. Maybe what my idea is right now, get this call for aid, popped, maybe set up a Rat King replacement technique, maybe not even the Rat King. I ideally want to keep some of the rats from the Rat King alive as replacement targets, but the idea is, of course, getting rid of that upkeep. That's going to give us some great spiny value. We're going to go ahead and do a little chip chop down here. Gets rid of that. No big deal. Again, the dangers of going up against Druid companions are prevalent and can smack your ranged units very easily. So next turn, I think what the idea is, maybe coin into call for aid. Maybe. I don't know. Ideally, the combo is still going to be, we have to go until turn 9. That's the, again, ideal way to use this combination. That is, okay, let's do Bob. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try and set up the Rat King, right? We're going to have all the boys. He's got Fire Drake, I know that much. So let's kind of position them a little bit away here. I went for the kill on Fire Drake so I can safely pull out the Rat King. He could still have Flamestorm. Flamestorm is pretty prevalent here, so if that comes out, we're gonna lose all of this. Okay. I mean that was actually. Can I get rid of that? Oh, now I'm not. That's unfortunate. I don't know. Actually, you know what I'll do? Again, we're going to try and protect our rats here just a little bit. Maybe, if I'm lucky, he'll sack away the Earth Knight. I cut off his draw, too, so, again, I decided, in going for castle or draw, I might as well hurt the draw because he's low on resources. Inspire, though, is going to get him some things. Dragon Knight, not one of those things from Inspire. So I can assume the Rat King is dying. Yep, there he goes. Rest in peace, my boy. Ooh, and how do we proceed from here? I'm gonna have to pop a call for aid, no? I think I have to. Let's see here. Let's go for... Let's go for the Earth Knight kill because the armor's gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with if I leave that alone. I think I bring out... Actually, no. I pop the call for aid in case he does have the Luminaris. In case Lumi does exist in his hand, let's pop the call for aid now so we have something. We don't lose our other wizard. We also have to remember he's got Hassan in hand, even though I don't think... Okay, so he goes for that. So wizard potentially in burn range now. There goes one of our rats. I think I might use Shodan next turn. Oh. Alright, there is Furnace Knight. Ooh, alright. We have a couple of things to do here. Let's actually go... Wait. Let's do Masuda. Masuda comes up, he does that. Let's go for the Dragon Knight just in case there's a Luminaris in his deck. I throw out the Ranger. Kill the Furnace Knight just because that's going to be a bit more of a pain in the ass if I don't have a solution for that. And then we kind of just cheek our way forward a little bit here. If Masuda survives, we'll have, even if he doesn't survive actually, we'll have a great replacement, well, a bit of value in the replacement anyway if we pop the metal. That's what I'm trying to get at. Okay, there goes Wizard. Expected that to happen. I just need a rat to survive at least. Ideally, this guy up here needs to survive, which I don't think is likely. He's probably going to focus more, down here on this big Ranger. He's actually going to protect a little bit here, which is smart. Smart. Although, oh, my Ranger just dies. No, okay, my Ranger doesn't die. Strange. Alright, I can't pass up. I need to do a little bit of clearing with Mordok, just a little bit. I know this is not in the nature of the replacement deck, but this is the ideal scenario here. Now, he could just surrender, but I doubt it. If he does surrender, I mean, let it be known, if he does surrender, I had the replacement Ranger ready to go. It is viable. I could do it here. I'm hoping he doesn't, for the love of God. Okay. We're able to do this. Oh, I'm not even gonna... Ooh. If he leaves his Earth Knight there... Okay, watch. We have a great little thing here. And this is how we're going to end it off. So Mordok hits there. Replace. Ranger. Ends the game. Simple as that. That's how you effectively do it. You want that close target to be able to summon a higher statted unit, like Ranger in this case, to finish off the castle. Even though, of course, we had a bunch of other castle option ending ways there, I just kind of wanted to show off the replacement because, you know what? I think that's more worth it to see the replacement in action and how exactly it can be a lethal force to end game. So overall, a great showcase of how the Replace Stuff deck, still haven't named it, how that deck works. Alright guys, with that being said, hope you did enjoy this edition of Known Combos. Let me know what you guys thought of the Replace Stuff deck. Still haven't thought of a name for it, by the way, as I'm recording this. Down in the comment section below, leave your thoughts right down there. And while you're down there, if you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, share it with your friends, and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel or haven't done so already. Maybe slap the bell as well, just get notified of all the uploads. I mean, subscribing is the easiest way you can show your support the channel. Just click that subscribe button, it's all you gotta do. And, yeah, with that being said, you guys, gonna do it for me for now. So, until next time, stay gaming.